A local woman has written a book that she hopes will help others. I had the chance to talk with the new author today about her book, her message, and her special appearance later this week during the First Friday celebration in downtown Hazleton. Well, this Friday is First Friday in downtown Hazleton, and among the many festivities will be a book signing and selling for a brand new author who has just written a book. While this is a happy time this Friday, this book was, I guess, telling the story of some very difficult times in the life of the author and her late husband. I'm pleased to welcome that author to our studio right now, Lois Labanoski, a good friend of ours from the days of Read Across America and all different events that she's talked to us in the past. But you went through some extremely difficult times. Your husband, Gary, passed away in 2007, and you wrote a book telling about what you went through because not only were you his caregiver, you donated a kidney to him as well.
Yes, I did. It was a really hard time in our lives, and we just kept plugging on and trying to make things as normal as possible. And, you know, when you talk about kidney transplants, like 97% of them after a month are still going strong, 93% after about a year, even 83% after 10 years. And when you're in the other percent, you don't hear those stories. And a lot of times you can feel very much alone and, you know, like nobody else has that problem. But I wanted to write this book to help other people know that, you know, sometimes there are other people who are going through the same thing that you are.
I guess tell us a little bit about the story, how your husband came to be diagnosed and, you know, how the need came for a transplant and what happened that led to his passing.
Sure. My husband was diabetic as of, let's see, about 1976, and went over 20-some years, you know, him managing his diabetes and didn't have any problems. And then one day, actually, it started with just some pain in the area of the kidney, and ended up hospitalized. We thought he had kidney stones, actually. And when they did all the testing, lo and behold, we just found out he needed a kidney transplant and or go on dialysis. And it took a while for that to sink in. You just can't quite believe that this is now part of your life. And then, you know, going through all that, and I tested to see if I would be able to be a viable candidate for him, and I was. So we went through the transplant, and you know, he kept it for about a month, but it never kicked in, never worked. And then, of course, after that, he had to go into dialysis, and we went through that whole bit of medical care. So it was a long, hard haul as you approached one thing and ended up going on to something else.
Well, now the name of the book that you wrote to put all of this down, and many people I'm sure are familiar with your late husband, Gary Labanoski, very nice man, always in a good spirit, good mood, happy-go-lucky type of guy. It's called Gary's Fight, The Story of a Failed Transplant. You are going to be this Friday, during First Friday, at the Shop 2 right on Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. So you're going to be signing books. What time are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there from 5:30 to 7:30. And come on down if you have another story to share with me or want to talk to me about, you know, what kinds of things you went through. Please, you know, come on down. I think if you read the book, you'll find some solace in the fact that, you know, other people are going through these kinds of things, and you know, hope you'll join us.
And if you can't make it there, there's another opportunity as well, because on Saturday, you're going to be at the Hazleton Area Public Library.
Yes, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock in the community room, I'm going to be doing a reading of my book and, you know, chapter or so of the book, and then I'm going to do a book signing, and there'll also be books there available for sale.
And if someone is looking to get a copy of your book, it's available in the usual places.
Yes, you can get a copy of the book on Amazon.com, on BookLocker.com, and BarnesandNoble.com, yes.
All right. Well, very good. We thank you for coming in. I'm sure it was brave to put all of this down into paper and to share it with other people, but for someone who, you know, maybe is in a similar situation or maybe going through, you know, contemplating a transplant, or this story might help them to know other people have gone and walked in their shoes.
Yes, and it's a tribute to my husband, and it really touches touches my heart that people are going to know his story.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the book. And it's going to help, I'm sure, a lot of other people. So I'm sure your husband's smiling down for that one. Again, the book is available at the usual places, but you can come down and meet Lois in person this Friday, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Shop 2, and then from 1:30 to 3 on Saturday at the Hazleton Area Public Library. You can also go to garysfightweebly.com for more information. Special thanks to Lois. And if you're interested in attending her reading at the library Saturday, you are asked to call the library at 570-454-2961 to register for that event.